So let's talk about getting out of our own way. I've had multiple conversations this week, me being motivated and encouraged and encouraging my other good girlfriends. And I felt like it's been a conversation I've had enough times that I wanted to have it on a broader conversation. So, first, I remember being a spa owner, being nervous about it. It was a lot of work. It was just so many unknowns and just keeping up and being overwhelmed. I felt the exact same way when I was the director of spa and wellness for a major brand. It's a lot. So I tip my hat to you. I commend you for stepping into this role, doing the best that you can with all that comes with it. I felt like when I loved my coworkers when I was a spa director, but I felt like I ran a daycare when I was the director of spa and wellness. And I remember someone coming to me and being like, "Oh, we're like children." And I was like, "I run a spa, not a child care center, and y'all make six figures. So step it up." So I commend you. I've sat in that chair. I understand what it takes. And a lot of times it's having to evolve and pivot and change and getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, having to do things that scare you. And that was the first thing, is we all get scared. I mean, I love seeing like the Beyonce videos behind the scenes, and she just talks about how nervous she was. And you see how she comes out and performs, and you would never think that she's someone who gets nervous or scared or intimidated, but she's human like the rest of us. And I feel like for the growth to happen, you have to be scared and do it anyway. There are so many things that are overwhelming and intimidating that push us to the next level. Like, our comfort level is nice and it's safe and it's cozy and it's warm, but it's not where growth happens. And a lot of times in life, I feel like people get stagnant. They stop right in that place, and they never move past that because they don't know what's coming. But life also has a way of pushing you and things shutting down and flipping the script in a way that you never anticipated, that makes you be uncomfortable. So do it scared, do it anyway. The other thing that I want to say is, get out of your own way. Sometimes we just overthink it. We make it harder than it needs to be. We add 15 more steps than what is required. We don't feel worthy of it. We don't know how to deal with the success, the good fortune, the revenue, all of those different things. And we just create more challenges and obstacles that are not necessary. So get out of your way. Don't overthink it. Don't make it harder. Don't add more steps, because being in this world and having to, manage people, having to manage clients, and make sure that your books are filled and that you have the products that you need and the washer and dryer are working and you're staying on top of the trends and you're reading the magazines and you're going to the shows and you're doing all of the things, it can be a lot. It can be daunting. It can be overwhelming. So you don't need to add anything else from this mix in our mind, this voice of not enough and you can't do that and who do you think you are to do that, right? And it's like, well, who are you not to? Like, you are filled with this concept, this idea, and really bringing it to the world. And that last step can really be the scariest, and that threshold of how do I, just clicking that send button or pushing that button on YouTube to promote your location, or posting the new website, or, buying that new piece of equipment that you've been talking about for 2 years. Like, all of that is enough. You don't need to add anything else to that to make this path that you are on in spa and wellness any more challenging and difficult. So I ask you, like, do it scared. And I'm taking my own advice as well. Like, there's some projects that I'm working on that I'm just like, and it's like, all right, I did 2 yesterday. We got 4 to knock out today. We're sending out different proposals for a project. Like, let's just get it done. Don't overthink it. It's done. It's been reviewed. Let's get it out there to the world. And if it's rejected, okay, I won't die, right? That's the other piece, is like, no won't kill you. It might sting. It might hurt a little bit. Consider it a little bit of redirection. But if you never try, the answer will always be no. if you don't submit or attempt to do this other thing. I'm doing my best not to say try, because I think of Yoda, and it's not try, it's not try or do not try, it's to do your best, right? To do the thing. And if you're doing it, that's your best at that moment. And when you know how to do better, in the words of Maya Angelou, then you will do better. But to get stuck and freeze doesn't really serve your purpose. And as I was telling a girlfriend, another really good girlfriend of mine, like, if you have that idea, somebody else might have it as well. You think about Thomas Edison and the phone, and how there were like 2 patents submitted within a week of one another, right? So it's really, you have this on your heart, this idea, this concept, whatever it is, like, do it scared, get out of your way, don't overthink it, don't make it harder than it has to be. With that, be well, and I'll see you next time.